All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Emil. Today I'm going to be talking about Disney stock. So first of all, I want to run through all the different income sources that Disney has, and then I'll run through the financials. Um, we'll look at the outlook for the company in the future and whether I think it's a. At the end, I'll say whether I think it's a buy, hold, or sell at the moment. Okay, first off, I'll talk about their film side of their business. So they have a few different revenue sources. So first of all, I'll talk about film, which was one of their largest, not their largest, but one of their largest. So obviously Disney are well known for their Disney films, but they also own 20th Century Fox. That's a recent acquisition. They own they've owned Marvel for a few years, so all the Avengers films all produced in the Disney under the Disney company. So you can imagine that they'll continue doing well if they produce such good films before. I think under the Disney name, I think they can continue to do so. Lucasfilm, which makes Star Wars, so not still a big revenue source. Not as good as the old Star Wars films, for sure, but definitely still big money maker. They own Pixar, make great films, and they own Fox, Searchlight Pictures, and I don't know these two really, to be honest. So this uh, these films make money when a cinema purchases the license to show it, but they also make money from streaming services and from TVs if TVs want to put it on TV and from DVD sales in the future. So obviously Disney have made it. Disney and all these subsidiary companies have made amazing films in the past, but it's definitely set to continue. They're releasing 20 films in 2020. Let's have a look at some of their films. It's coming out Onward, kids film, Mulan. I'm sure you remember the cartoon version as a kid. They've they did something similar with the Lion King, made a more up to date version. A new Star Wars is coming out. They have I'm not sure what that is. But this is with the Rock. Looks good. They have Artemis Fowl. This is with Scarlett Johansson, a Marvel film. There's the Rock one there. Uh, yeah, so that's some of what's coming out in the future. So the US box office in total made 11 billion in 2018 just from the cinema, and as of 2020, let's go to the next slide. Uh, Disney owned 38% of the film market, and you can see the growth of their percentages. So in 2000, they owned 15% of the box office. Now they own double that. So they're really starting to take over the film market share after acquiring Pixar and Fox, etc., and Lucasfilms and Marvel. So yeah, looking good with all those acquisitions that they've made. So they're making a nice, decent profit from the film industry, and I think that could continue. Now, they're probably their biggest income source is their Disneyland parks. So they own Disney World in Florida, which is huge. They own Disneyland in California, Disneyland in Paris, and then they actually own uh, percentages of Asian ones. So if I wanted to, Disneyland didn't want to spend a lot of money to make one in Asia, but someone else said, okay, I'll invest all the money and take on all the risk. I'll manage it, so I'll take um, the 53% ownership. So I'll do everything, and Disneyland just collects the check and oversees and licenses the Disney lane to Shanghai, Hong Kong, and licensing from Tokyo. So they don't even own any of it, but just they get the licensing fees. Disney also have a cruise line, and they have National Geographic Expeditions. I was supposed to put expeditions in there. Uh, and like when you do these kind of things, you're not just Disney aren't just making money when you pay the $200 or €200 to go to the park for a week for each of your family members. They own all the hotels. They own, well, not all the hotels, but they own 18 hotels in Disney World, and they lease a good few more. They anyone who owns a restaurant in the Disneyland complex pays Disney, um, rent or fees. My uncle owns a pub in Disney World actually. So Disney are making money from all the people who are staying there. Um, and if you're staying in a fully owned Disney hotel, you're spending Disney are making money from everything you do there. So all the food you eat, all the nights that you're staying, not just the ticket price. So pretty nice business model, similar to a cruise and Disney cruises there. Another income source. Was there anything I wanted to say? So yeah, so they have the licensing. So anytime your kid buys a toy, they also have like all these other things that they license out. This or sell right out themselves. Not such a huge portion of their revenue, but definitely there. Television now that's a bigger portion, and they're starting to really pick it up. And I think you have heard of Disney Plus, which is has come out in America and is coming out in other parts of the world very soon. And ESPN Plus, like I've bolded these two here because I think these are the real growth vehicles for Disney in the future. So Disney Plus is going to be like Netflix. They're going to have all the Disney licensed material and Marvel licensed material. So if I was a family, if I had two kids, uh, and I liked Netflix, I'd probably just get Disney Plus as well because it's cheap. How much is it again? I think it's you can get it for 16, €70 for an entire year, or else like €8 a month. So it's a good bit cheaper than Netflix. So I reckon if people want to get Disney Plus, they're not going to cancel their Netflix subscription. They're just going to get the Disney Plus as well. Like that's the way it'll work. So I don't think it's a direct competition, personally. Uh, so they own Disney Plus and ESPN Plus, and ESPN Plus has the UFC now, which I'm a fan of. I think that's a growth vehicle as well, and ESPN Plus. So Disney Plus and ESPN Plus is the subscription model, which is a really nice model for making money because you know exactly how much you're going to make each month. With like you can out of 5% growth or whatever, you can accurately see how much you're going to make from month to month, and it's recurring revenue. It's nice to have that. Furthermore, they own Disney Channel, ESPN Channel, Fox, National Geographic. So the TV, like I'm not too pushed about these. These are kind of on their way out. I think you've, I think you can guess that. It's still there for the moment, but I don't think it's a really great growth vehicle for them anymore. Um, let's move on. Yeah, so with the whole with the CV situation at the moment, I'm not sure if you're watching this video, but it's currently March 2020, and there's a certain thing going on, which has forced Disney to close their parks for a couple of months and their cruise. So Disney, I feel like Disney stock price could be hit in the short term, but for me, that's grand. Have a, I'll keep an eye on it, and I'm just gonna start chunking into it, taking bite-sized pieces. Their revenue and EPS is estimated to increase by roughly 7%, which is an okay growth for such a big company. Their PE ratio at the moment is less than 20, which is good. I think it's around 19. And let's have a look at this is their dividend history, and then I'll show you the rest. Let's look at the actual dividend payout. So as you can see in the 2007 2008 financial crisis, the Disney dividend wasn't cut. It was kept the same and increased after that. So I think the same could happen here. I don't think they're going to cut the dividend. And even if they do have to cut the dividend, I don't think it will be long lived. So yeah, the dividend seems strong and looks like it's a good grower at the moment. Just slow down now. So I just put there that the Disney stock price seems to have resistance at the $100 range for the last 5 years. So it's kind of this is the stock price for the last 5 years. So if you're buying the Disney stock now, it's the same as it was before Disney Plus or anything 5 years ago. Anytime it kind of gets to down to under 100, I think people are just going to be like buying up the shares. So it won't stay below. I feel like this $100 price uh, is kind of a human resistance level. People are like, oh, it shouldn't be under $100 and pick up some more shares. So that's the 5 year stock price, and this is like just popped up from 100 up to 140 up to even 150 because of the release of Disney Plus. But now it's back at more manageable levels. As you can see, it's the PE 17. The dividend payout is 2%. I'll check up the payout ratio, 30%. Not bad at all. That means they can really grow it. So I think there's a good dividend stock. For me, am I going to be buying it? Yeah, I started to buy it below 120. I think I picked up some shares at 110, and I'm going to continue buying a share here and there. If it stays at these prices or continues to fall, not going to make it a humongous part of my portfolio, but for me, it's a nice diversifier. You do whatever you want with your money, but I have a lot of growth stocks, so I'm looking to get some more dividend kind of stocks, and I think this could be a real dividend. Maybe not a dividend king because, as you can see from that graph, it's that graph that I showed, their dividend isn't a steady up and down. Sorry, a steady growth dividend. It kind of goes up and jumps up, came back down. It's done that a couple of times. So it might not be on paper a dividend king, but it's a safe dividend. So I'll be happy to collect 2% for the rest of my life from Disney because I don't see this company going out of business anytime soon with everything they have. I expect this 2%. If you buy it now, in 5 years, this will be 3%. 10 years, it'll be 4%, etc., etc. Okay, so let's just have one last look at Disney Plus, their real growth potential growth catalyst for the next few years. So they have all their own licensed material. So for me in Ireland here, I can pre-order it for €60 for a year, limited time offer. So they have all these amazing brand names. You can download all your stuff. Yeah, they have the Mandalorian, which was kind of hyped up. So yeah, you're getting all this hype, but at a nice price when the hype is kind of died down a bit. Okay, so yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to say about Disney. Um, Thank you so much for watching. If there's a stock you'd like me to analyze in the future, please comment below. Thanks again. Give me a like, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.